So we'll go through the Jira. Okay. So people who are joined now. So what I was saying was we'll pause the review for today. We'll continue it from Monday onwards because I did not get time. Okay. So yeah. So looking into this Jira is, since few of them are working, has anybody used Jira? Is there anybody who has some knowledge on Jira, who has worked on Jira? Any experience working on Jira, guys?
No, ma'am.
None of you? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a project management tool. So basically, this is how it looks. Okay, this is the home page of this tool. This is a tool. Okay, here what you can do is you can manage your application. So whenever you work on an application, whenever you join an organization, they will be giving you access by providing the by adding your email IDs, right? Your corporate ID will be generated as soon as you join. So there were few more. I guess two people had pinged. One second, I'll just add them and continue. Kanakalakshmi, Priya Sneha. Okay, there are quite a lot of numbers. Yeah, I'll add it later. So this is how they are going to add. So assume this is one email ID. She's a fresher, or she has joined recently. So I'm going to give access to her. So once I add her email ID, she'll be getting an invite. So once she accepts, she will have access to this particular tool, where she can go look into the backlogs, create the bugs, right? Manage, change the status of the story. Assume that there is one particular story or the requirement which is in status as in QA. That means that particular story is now given to QA for testing. So now what is she going to do? She's going to change the status once the testing is completed. She's going to say that it has been completed, QA completed, or QA signed off, right? So there are different status. We don't actually have a very standard workflow like uh, you have learned in your manual class. You have learned about defect life cycle. So you have new state. Can somebody tell me what are all the states one after the other in order? Defect life cycle. Guys, quick. We don't have much time. Am I audible? I'm wondering if I'm audible or not.
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
Then answer, no?
First, log in the tool.
I'm speaking about defect life cycle. What are all the states in defect life cycle?
States.
First one, open, assigned, and open, assigned, fixed,
Okay.
closed, and
Okay.
reopen.
Closed and reopen. Open, assigned, closed. Anything in between?
Open, assigned, fixed.
Guys,
Like other status also, ma'am, the other status also there, like developer will give like can't be fixed.
not
duplicate.
reproducible, not a bug. All these are fine.
Yeah.
But what is the basic flow? So see, whenever
Basic
I
flow
asked
is
you for the
open.
status. Yes, 1 second, Monica. When I asked you for the status, so you just mentioned the status. But whenever you answer, say that initially open state. When we raise a bug, it will be in open state. Just try to explain it what that particular status means. Okay. Even in an interview, just don't assume that they're just asking for status. Okay. Try to elaborate at least a bit. Okay. Fine. So that is just a standard flow, right? So in Jira, what they can do is they can customize. It is not always like the state has to be always in, what is that, open. It can be something called as new. So I can change it whenever I want. Where here, if you see, I'll show you the workflow. There is a workflow I added. project. Settings, details, access. So here, if you see, or in the board itself, I'll show you. So here you can see it will be assume there is a story or requirement which is in new state. Okay. Now, once the work is being done, okay. Why everything is shuffled? Fixed, reopen. Okay, so once it is in new state, the developer will take it. It will be assigned to developer, and developer will start developing. It will be dev in progress. So this is a status that I have set. I have set. That means I have defined it. I can say dev, just dev, or in development. I can say in development. So development is happening. Okay. Now, once development is completed, okay, there can be another state here after dev, that is dev completed. So the developer is going to change from in dev or dev in progress to dev completed. So once he changes to dev completed, again, he should only change it to in QA, because he is actually notifying the status to the QA person. What does that represent? He's saying that this particular feature or this particular bug is now available for the QA to test in testing environment, right? So now he's going to change it to QA. We'll see all that, how that is being done. Now, once the QA is going to test it, if it is fixed, he's going to move or change the status to fixed. If not, he's going to reopen. And once everything is done, once after reopen, again, it can be moved to new state, and developer will go will fix it, and he'll give it to QA. QA will retest it, and he's going to say whether if it is fixed or not. If it is fixed, he's going to change the status to fix. Else, he's going to change it to reopen. So this is just I have defined it like this, but in different organizations, the status can be given with different names. Sometimes in some of the organizations, you will have to do staging testing as well. Have you do you know about staging? So this is a environment. I think it has been covered in your manual class. All of you know what is staging, guys? Under environments,
Oh man.
no, not covered. Don't tell me, please. Baswa has covered this. You know what is perf environment? QA, guys. Nobody knows, huh?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So, what are all the types of environments?
Ma'am, UAT environment is also called as staging environment.
Yes, right. So, one is dev or local, where the developers will be, I'll just explain it in a high level. So, there are different environments where I can say testing can happen, right? So, the first one is dev environment or the local environment. So this environment will the developers will have access to this environment, where once their coding is completed or once they develop the application, they are going to test or perform some basic testing in their application or in their system. Okay, in their system they're going to test it. Where exactly they test it? They will have a URL which is actually pointing to this server, local server or dev environment or dev server, right? So there they will test it, and once they feel that everything is fine, they'll just do some basic testing. Okay, they're not going to do exhaustive testing, they're going to do some basic testing, and then they're going to give the build. Once they give the build, now that particular code or that particular feature or that particular bug fix will be now available in the QA environment, which is nothing but QA environment. Okay, QA server. Now you as a tester is going to test the application in QA environment. So how does it look? See, the URL for Amazon. So this is the URL. What is it? If I copy and paste it here, see, https/. www.amazon.in. Right? So this is pointing to production server. As an end user, and I'm trying to access this application, Amazon application, my screen is visible, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, I'm sharing. Okay. So this is actually pointing to production server. I am an end user who is trying to access this application in production server, from production server. But when I test an application as a QA, I will have access to QA environment. I will be given an access to QA environment, which usually, I mean, just an example, which will be pointing to QA server, something like this, or Amazon QA. Okay, this is the end point. Huh. So, which will be pointing to what? QA environment. There will be some slight change in the text, okay, in the URL. So this is pointing to, assume this particular URL is pointing to Amazon. Now let me try to launch. I cannot, because I'm just assuming that it might look something like this, but it might be something like QA123 or QA something like this. Okay, QA underscore. Okay, websites will have underscore or what. Okay, so something like this, some random it will be secured. Okay, again that will be secured. It will not be HTTP, it will be HTTPS. Again, that will be secured. So now this kind of environment, they will have access to who? The QAs. You might have a question, only QA will be given access to this environment, or even the developers will be having access? Even the developer will be having access, but they are not allowed to perform any testing in QA environment. Okay, they have a special or separate environment for which they can test the application or the feature. So you will use this URL, assume Amazon page opened, which is actually pointing to QA environment. Assume that you have the Amazon application. Now you will look into your test case and perform testing, execute your test cases. Okay, that is how you do. Next is staging, or staging is also not always, but yeah, both are actually same. Okay, it is same, not similar, it is same. Okay, so UAT is nothing but staging. So what happens here is, user acceptance testing. UAT is nothing but user acceptance testing. So this here, you will have a separate environment, right? How do you define UAT, acceptance testing? Here, what should be similar? Guys, you tell me, please.
In UAT environment, customer he will do one round of testing, and they will do end-to-end testing. They will not do any functional testing or integration testing. Here they will only check all the features are working fine or not. If not, they will communicate to the developer.
Customers. Okay. Any other question? Sorry, any other point? There are a lot many points here.
UAT environment will be similar to production environment. It's like they will work on real based scenarios.
Okay.
Like, because they know the business aspects and all.
Because
the engineers from the client's place, they'll do this testing.
Okay, so now you know almost everything, so I don't have to say anything. So this actually, since the customers are working on this, whatever data they will have there in the UAT server, even the QA server, assume there is an account. Assume a QA is working for Amazon, okay, and he has access to the QA server. Now, assume I am the QA. Now I will create an account in QA environment as Apurva. I will log in with the number as Apurva. Okay. Now, with the same number, I cannot access in UAT. With the same account, I cannot access in dev, because that number is, or that account is available only in QA environment. Okay. So all of them are pointing to different servers, and whatever you perform, whatever testing you perform in one particular environment is not going to affect another environment. Okay, whatever testing I do in one environment, it is not going to affect, or that doesn't reflect in the other environment. Okay, now, so here staging, once the build or once the feature is ready, okay, now we are going to push it to UAT. See, sometimes what happens here, UAT will happen in customer's environment, okay, customer's site, client site, okay. They will have set of engineers who will perform testing, or they will have some users, end users, who will be using, assume it is we are providing some service. So what they will do, they will have a separate team. The client will have a separate team who will sit and perform some testing on this environment, okay. Coming to staging, staging is actually UAT, but there is a difference, guys. Here you might have if you remember the in manual class, Basma might have covered this. There are two possibilities. One is that there can be a team, okay, team of QAs or engineers who will move to the client's place and perform UAT testing. There is one more case where there will be a team from client's end who will sit there and perform UAT testing. Do you remember this, or is this covered? Is this covered?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So
Yes.
yeah. So here comes two cases. So now, what do you call what do you call when there is a team or set of engineers from your team who actually perform testing? They are nothing but staging. That environment is called as staging environment. So in your team only, they'll pick set of people or QAs and who will be performing testing on staging environment. Okay. So next, what is blending perf? So performance testing for to perform testing on performance of the application, to test how the application works, what is the speed of the application, what is the performance of the application. To test that, you do there will be a separate team. See, in your interview, whenever you attend an interview, if they ask you that were you involved in performance testing, please say no, because performance testing itself is like ocean, okay. If you say that yes, you know performance testing, then there'll be hell lot of questions that you will be bombarded with, okay. So they might ask you what do you how do you perform it. There are various tools like JMeter, okay. There are multiple tools that you need to know. So whenever they ask you, were you involved anytime in your career, okay, were you involved in performance testing, say no, I didn't get a chance, or I have not performed performance testing, okay, not involved in performance testing. Say that if you are showing an application which will be used by multiple users at a time, for example, just say Amazon, or say some big applications, okay, which can be used by, or which will be used by thousands or lakhs together people at a time, then you can say that performance testing is important, okay. That doesn't mean that performance testing will not be done on applications which are small. That doesn't mean that. It will be done, but there will not be a separate team to perform or to do performance testing if it is a very small application. But if it is a very big application, that depends again on your project. What is the project that you're showing? You're showing Amazon, you're showing some other very big application, okay, Nika.
OTT.
Say that there was a, yes, OTT, that is very important. Performance, OTT is very important. Performance testing.
Yeah.
That has to be performed. So if you say, or if you show in your resume that you were working in these many, this type of applications, then you have to say that. But there was a separate team to do the performance testing. There was separate team, specialized team, okay, which was dedicated to do performance testing, right? So this to perform this testing, this type of testing, there will be separate environment. Clear on this now? Now coming back to, where is it? Jira. So basically what you need to know is, this is the home page. Here you can see the project. Here you will have different projects. Yesterday I told you there are chances that you might work on different projects. So if you're working on different projects, all the projects that you are given access to, okay, will be shown here, okay. will be shown here. So since you have access only to Amazon, all of you, you can see only Amazon. Guys, what I want you to do post this class, or maybe tomorrow, whenever you get time before your next class, please try to explore whatever I cover now. Please try to explore. Okay. So you can see one application. You might see here the application name of the application is Amazon. Okay. It says it's a software project, and something called as AMA. This is a keyword, just a keyword. I actually named it as AML, Amazon. I cannot give complete Amazon AMA ZON. So I just said AMA. Okay. Otherwise, you can give it as AAA or AM or complete Amazon. Full name you can give. Okay. I just gave it as Amazon. This is customizable. Okay. Now, why that is used, you'll get to know later in some time. Now you can see something called as backlog. You have multiple options here. Let's not worry about everything. Okay. Very important concepts or very important modules I'll cover. Okay. Others you don't have to worry. Don't assume like once after I join a company, what if I'll have to know this and all. Okay. Not required. Okay. So backlog, very important. It is backlog. So this is a board. It looks like a board where you have some empty screen. Okay. Since I have not added any stories, no epics are there, no stories are there, no bugs are there, you cannot see anything. We'll start adding stories, we'll start adding bugs one after the other. So then this gets filled up. Okay. Now this is board. This is just the change in the view where you can see whatever you have or we have actually added, maybe stories or bugs. Okay. Once we add, it will have a status, right? Once we add and push it to the sprint, here whatever is in the backlog will be shown here, and whatever is actually pushed or pulled to the current sprint will be shown here. Okay. And once I add it to the sprint, it will be in current sprint. So the status will keep on changing day after the other, right? So today it might be in new state, tomorrow it might be in QA state, day after tomorrow it might be in what? Fixed state. The next day it can be in done state, right? Or in between it can be in reopen state. So different states. If you want to know what is the total count of bugs that are in dev, what is the total count of features that are in QA, so here you will get the count. Okay. So that is how it looks. Okay. Forget about all this. So these two are very important, backlog and board for now. Now we'll see what is this. So can anybody tell me what is the difference between the epic and a story? What is the difference between the epic and story? Quick.
Epic,
Epic
collection
means
of
stories.
collection of user stories.
Collection of user stories is epic.
Yeah.
So what is
Yeah.
a story?
One particular requirement.
feature.
One particular requirement is known
Okay.
as story.
If we consider Amazon, okay, just an example we'll take. I want you guys to answer. Please understand. If we take Amazon application, what, as per your understanding, what can we consider as epic? What can be called as epic?
Card, home page,
Okay.
group of,
Okay.
collection of functional.
Okay. Yes. Good. Go ahead.
Login page, like a text field.
Search bar.
I'm speaking about epic, guys. I repeat, I want to know about epic.
Madam, can we say a collection of products?
Or multiple features are
Collection of
involved.
products. What I'm asking is, consider Amazon. Tell me the features or the modules or whatever you think can be put under epic. One
Product
epic.
listing.
Tell me different
Enter
epics.
product listing.
Sorry?
Product
Product
listing
description
madam.
page.
Product listing page.
Product
Okay.
description. No.
Come on. You can give me 10 to 15 at least. Epics.
Payment
Start
gateway.
page, login page,
Entire payment
Login page, payment.
home page.
Product
Okay.
category page.
Product category page. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, product
Which
category.
Wherever we get more than one will be
Sorry. Wherever we get more than what?
only
Your voice is feeble, yeah. Who was this speaking? Manikya,
yeah
I think there is some problem with your mic.
network issues.
No, every day your voice is very feeble. I cannot hear it clearly. So just make sure your mic is you use a good mic. Okay, fine. So yes, so many of you gave. Okay, no epic. No epic. Okay, now here there's a toggle button. Okay, I have put it to toggle off. Okay, so the epic is not shown. If I keep it on, okay, so the epic will be shown. Plan and prioritize large chunks of work. Create your first epic to start capturing and breaking down work for your team. So I am going to create an epic. For example, simple, very simple, card. Okay, we'll keep card. Okay, next, any other epic? Login. Okay, then product listing page. Okay, different epics I can create. Okay, now under cart. Okay, I will keep it off. Okay, now I am going to create the issue. Okay, so here when I click on create issue, see, you have multiple options. Here you can create the issue. Okay, here you can create the issue. Okay, I'll come out. See, just click outside, you will come out. Okay, here you can create the issue, but I will be creating issue here. Okay, why? If I create issue here, directly it will be added to the current sprint. But what I want to do now, I'm a BA. Okay, what I will be doing is before the sprint planning meeting, I have to keep all the requirements that I want to cover in my, or that I want that has to be picked up in the current sprint or the upcoming sprint. Okay, I will create all the issues and keep it in my backlog. So here I have the option. You see, click here. You have the option drop down. Do I want to create a task or bug, or should it be a story? See, it's a story. By default, it is story. Otherwise, task or bug. I want to create a story. I will keep it as it is, as story. Now, what is that I want to? Okay, now the card page. Okay. Okay. So the card page. So basically, for cart, okay, what is the requirement? Where is it? So what is the requirement? Product added to no product. So I will say cart UI. Okay, cart UI. That's all. This is my story. This is my story header. Okay, so everything, all the points that has to be put, or shown under cart UI will be shown here or mentioned here. Sorry, here inside this. That means here. I click here. Okay, so here I can add all the points here in one of the field. We'll see how to add. Okay. Now, I will create one more requirement. Assume in my previous sprint already, this is not my first sprint, in my previous sprint, okay, already cart page is developed, cart page is tested, but there will be some enhancement. We need some more features that needs to be added. Maybe RBA came up with creative features, okay, some additional features the client wanted. Now what we are going to do is, the shopping cart looks like this. Now what I will do is I have to add one more requirement or one more feature. I have to update it. I have to enhance the feature. For example, what was it? Same. I will open the same product. Okay, same product. I will click on add to cart. Okay. Okay. So click here. So not this. Assume the customer or the end user or the client assumes that or thinks that they don't want the redirection of the page here. So once you add the product to the cart, something like this. See, when you click on add to cart, the count should be incremented, but you should stay on the same page. See, now when I click on add to cart, it is actually taking me to the cart page. Or this is not cart page. This is cart page, right? I'll just go back. This is just a notification. But I want the notification to be shown here only. Some pop-up should come or some message should come. Okay. Okay. A sliding message or something like that has to come. But when I click on add to cart, I should not be redirected to another page. See, when I click on add to cart, you see there was a page refresh. You see the URL? I will go back. Both are different. Yes or no? So there was a page redirection. That shouldn't happen. My requirement now is when I click on add to cart, I should stay on the same page. My cart count should be incremented to 1. Okay. And there should be a message that needs to be shown here. Okay. Some slider or some notification pop-up, so notification message, something has to be shown. Okay. So that is my requirement. Now I'm the BA. I'm going to write the requirement. Guys, are you understanding? This feature is already developed like this, but I don't want it to be developed like this. Okay, I want it to be changed. So in Agile, this can happen. The developer is going to develop something as per his understanding. Now, or it can be as per his understanding, or it was actually said by the product owner or the BA. Now they are only going to change it because we are following Agile. Maybe the BA thought or the product owner thought that this is the better approach. So they're going to change the flow of the application, right? So this is a new requirement or the enhancement. So what they're going to do, they're going to create one more new requirement. Cart redirection enhancements and okay, that's all. See, when you read this, you cannot understand anything, right? Card redirection enhancements. But if you want to know what is the enhancement that you wanted, that you actually have, or the developer has to perform, you have to open that particular story and then you will understand. Now, whenever I add an issue or I add a story, you can see this particular number getting generated, auto-generated, right? See, I will say something, okay? I will click on enter. See now, see AMA 8. There was only AMA 7. It is now AMA 8. That means this actually is auto-generated. So in Jira, if it is a task, a bug, a story, or an epic, whatever it is, not an epic, sorry, a task or bug or story, what will happen? The number or the identifier gets auto-generated. So each and every bug or each and every story will have a unique identifier. Okay, it will be a unique, it will have a unique number. I will just delete this. Okay, now, so I have created two stories. Okay, I have created two stories. In similar fashion, the BA is going to create few more backlog items. These are backlog items. So now this is in the backlog. Now these stories during the sprint planning meeting, what will the BA do? He'll share his screen. Now there will be 10 stories in the backlog item. Now he's going to open. Here it will open here, but I can click on this AMS 6. No, yeah, this story. See, you can see the full screen. Okay, now what will he do? He will say cart UI. So guys, now we have a requirement for cart UI. Okay, we need to create the UI for cart. Let's be confusing. We'll take this one. Okay, AMS 7 cart redirection enhancements. So guys, since he'll say that since we already have the cart page, the client or the customer said that he wanted some changes. So currently what we are doing is we are actually redirecting. When we click on add to cart, we are redirecting it to the notification page, but there shouldn't be any redirection. So the requirement says that when I click on add to cart, the user should stay on the, or the application should stay on the same page. Okay, there shouldn't be any redirection. But when the user clicks on add to cart, first point is that the count in the cart has to increment, and there just a notification message or a slider is enough for the customer, and the user should be on the same page. So this is the requirement or the change that the customer wants. Now when he explains that, this is only this much he's going to explain. Okay, now he's going to open this. He's going to add the ACs. Either he has already added it, or he's going to add it in front of everybody. Okay, here this description, what you see, okay, it is nothing but acceptance criteria. Okay, in Jira it will be called as description. Okay, you have multiple tools, right? So in TFS it is called as acceptance criteria, or in some of there are a few other tools where they can give some different names. Okay, but usually it will be description or acceptance criteria. Okay, now he's going to mention all the points. User when clicks on add to cart button, page redirection should not happen. Okay, second point, a message, information message should be shown to the user on the same page for adding the item to the cart. Okay, so these are the AC points. You might wonder, should he even add the count increment in the cart icon? That is not required, because see, what did I tell you? This particular feature is already developed. So this one, right? When he clicks on add to cart, here count should increment. Already this feature is developed. But now what we want, there shouldn't be any page redirection. Instead of that, he should stay on the same page, and there should be a message shown here, somewhere here, okay, on the screen. Now, again, he explicitly need not mention that there should be an increase in or increment in the number. Okay, that is by default known. Okay, as a QA, you have to test it. once this particular enhancement or this particular story comes to you, okay, for testing purpose, this one, okay, when it comes to you, you have to test all these cases, okay. Just it will be regression testing, okay. So when you test this, it will be coming under regression, okay. Now I'll come back to this. And user when, okay. So this is the point. These are AC points. Like this, if it is a little big story, this is just a small requirement, okay. If it is a big story, big requirement, then there'll be like 5 to 6 points, maybe 10 points, okay. So this is how he's going to mention. And if he explicitly mentions that the message has to be message to the user, to the cart, message to be shown is so and so. What is the message? Item added to the cart or number incremented, whatever, okay. So this is the message that needs to be shown. Sometimes he might not add this, then you have to explicitly, I mean, go to him or just ping him what is the message that needs to be shown. Ask him and copy paste the same thing, put it there. I mean, the developer is going to do that, okay. Now you are going to save. So this is the AC, okay, acceptance criteria or the description, what exactly needs to be developed or tested, okay. Now that's all. Now if there is a mock-up, say for example this particular what Amazon here, okay, cart UI, here assume there is a mock-up required, he will add all the description points, and if there is a mock-up document with the QA, with the BA, he's going to attach it here, okay, by using this particular attach option here you have, okay. He's going to add it. So this is the basic knowledge about backlog. 1 second. Okay. Now assume he explains all this. Now this particular story has to be assigned to one developer and one QA, correct? So in the sprint planning meeting itself, they are going to decide who is the developer who is going to work on this. And once the development is done, who is the QA who is going to test this particular feature, okay, or the enhancement. Now it will be initially assigned to whom? It will be assigned to a developer, say Kavyashri. Okay, Kavyashri is not there. Manikya. Okay, Manikya. Now Manikya is the developer. Okay, I have assigned it to Manikya. Manikya, please open your share your screen and open your Gmail account. I'll stop sharing, guys. Manikya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please share your screen and open your inbox, Gmail inbox. Or if it, oh, okay. Hold on, don't do anything. Okay, so now in his inbox, don't open. Hold on. See, you see this, right? So from Jira, you have received a mail. So just try to open that. This will be automatically sent to the person who has received it. Now, what you need to do is click on, just see, what does it say? She assigned, Apurva Shetty assigned AMA 7 to you. I assigned to Manikya. Okay. What is that I have assigned? It says cart redirection enhancement. Assignee, it was unassigned, and now I have assigned it to Manikya. Right below that, there's a button, view issue. Okay, click on view issue. No, so what happened? He had opened it in his Gmail. When he clicked on view issue or any other link, it got redirected to Jira. Okay, so now, and it is actually showing or redirected to that particular exact issue or the story, right? So now he can see, okay, this is a new story that is being assigned to Manikya Gowda. See, right side, just show Manikya. Please place your cursor there. Assignee Manikya Gowda. Below. So assignee is Manikya. Now, what does he do? He is going to work on this. Manika is the developer. Guys, remember, Manika is developer now. He is going to look into each and every description point. User, when clicks on add to cart button, page reduction should not happen. Okay, I will remove that part of code. Okay, and I will make, or I will see that when he clicks on add to cart, the user will remain on the same page. Okay, that is done. He changed the code, and information message should be shown. He added the message. Okay, 2 points are done. Now his development part is done. Okay, sorry, but before he starts development, so above that, you see the new status, Manikya. Exactly. Yes. Just click on that. See, guys, you see different status. Okay, different states here. What is this? From new to in QA. Just what he do? He will say in dev. You see that one, no? Click on in dev, transition to in dev. Yes, that's okay. Either of them, in dev. Okay, so he will say that I have started working on this feature. Click on that. Okay, in dev. Okay, stop sharing for now. But don't close this screen. Stop sharing. Okay, now if I open my screen is visible now, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't you move it to in dev? Okay, 1 second, guys. So once he who the BA, once, I'm sorry, there is a little confusion. So BA is going to explain. Once he explains, he's going to assign it to the developer. Okay, and the later it will be assigned to a particular tester. And what he will do, he will drag and put it in the current sprint. Okay, that issue and this issue or the story, both stories, he is going to drag and put it under the current sprint, and he's going to add the dates, add the date. So when is the current sprint starting? From 10th of May, that is today. Okay, to end date next month. Let us assume there is 1 month. Okay, 5th of or 10th, no? Yeah, 10th of, not 10th, it has to be Friday. Okay, Friday. Okay, I'm going to set 10th May to 7th June. This is the sprint duration. Okay, and I will say start sprint. Okay, I'll say, see, it said two of them are added to the sprint in the backlog. Two of them, 2 stories are added to in this sprint. Only 2 stories. Now if I go to the board, okay, if I go to the board, you can see one is in new state, one is in dev because the developer actually pushed it to in dev. Okay, now so I'll stop sharing. Please share your screen, Manikya. Manikya? Okay. So, yeah. So once his development is completed, Now please change the status. Click on the drop down. Hold on. So now you can see in QA. Okay. What does he do? He completed his development. Now he has to share it to the QA for testing. Now the build will be sent to, or build will be shared to the QA. And here in the tool, he's going to change the status to in QA. Change it to in QA. Yes. Anything, either of them. That's okay. So now I will get a notification that this particular story is now available in QA, or it is being pushed to QA. Now you might be confused. So just by changing the status, will I be getting the build? No. Okay. This is just changing the status. Here in Jira, we are just changing the status. But altogether, when I say that a build is being sent to the QA, or build is being received by, build is being pushed to QA environment, that is a different approach. There is a process to create a build and give it to the QA environment, or release it to the QA environment. Okay, there's a different process that we'll cover. Okay, this is just changing of status. Okay, this is just a state change that I'm telling you. Now, as a QA, I have received the build. I have installed it. If it is a web application, I'm just going to refresh my browser. Okay, and I'm going to test these points in the application, web application. Assume there is a bug. Okay, there is a bug. Now what I will do? Stop sharing, Manika. Manika, please assign it to me. Apurva. He's going to assign it to me. Okay. Now, here you see in dev, right? Backlog. Okay. Please change it to my name. Assignee. If not, I can only assign it here. Okay. Since I have given the access of administrator here.
Assign.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. I assigned it to myself. Okay. So now it is assigned to me. I am the QA. Now what I'm going to do, I will look into the description. I will go open the Amazon application. I will see if the requirement is being fulfilled and it is working fine. Assume there is a bug. Okay. Still these points, both the points are not working. Okay. There's no change in the application. It is behaving the way it was earlier. No, these changes are not visible. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create, or I will add bugs. Okay. I will add bug where either I can go to backlog. Okay. I will add here only. Okay. I will click on create issue and I'm going to create a bug. You see here, you might assume like, why am I creating it here? Because under backlog, I don't want to create it under backlog. I am creating a bug on the story which is already in the current sprint. So I will create the bug in the current sprint only. Okay. I'm going to select the bug as a bug option and I will say, what is the issue? I'll just copy paste from here. Page redirection should not happen. Page direction. When user clicks on add to cart button, page redirection is still happening. However you understand. Okay. So when I click on enter, okay, it will say, okay, issue type is bug. When user clicks on add to cart button, page redirection is still happening. Okay. So there is no change. Okay. What is the priority of this? I can say the priority is P1. Okay. high or medium priority. Okay, I will set it to medium priority. I will say test to test steps. Description is nothing but test steps here. Okay, first point. Log into the application. Okay. Second point is see, this is not a test case, guys. I don't have to add a precondition, all that is not required. This is the bug. Just add the steps so that it will be understandable by others. Okay. So others should understand what are the steps that we need to follow to reproduce this bug. So I have to log into the application, add a product to the cart, Okay. Third point, check for page redirection. I'm not saying page redirection should happen or not. Okay, I'm not saying what should happen. I'm saying just check for page redirection. Now, okay, expected. See, in some of the companies, there will be a separate field for expected result and actual result. But just for now, we'll keep it like this. Okay, expected result. I will say page redirection should not happen, but actual is okay. Actual result, what is happening in actual result is page redirection is happening. It should not happen, but it is happening. Okay, this is the actual result. In which environment it is happening? Okay, in which environment it is happening? It is, you found it in QA. See, assume you are testing a feature or something. You are testing a feature, let's say, or a requirement in staging environment. Okay, you perform staging testing as well. In some of the organizations, you do that. So at that point of time, whenever you raise a bug, okay, if you provide the environment information, then it will be easy for the developers. Okay, so they'll get all the informations here. Okay, now I will say actual result is this. It is not, it is happening. Page reduction is happening. Refer, if you have attached any screenshots, just give a heads up saying that refer attachment. Okay, so it's just an information which says that there is an attachment. Please go and look into the attachment. Okay, or refer screenshot, attachment or screenshot, whatever, or a video, whatever. Okay, so if you have added screenshot, say screenshot. If it's a video, say video. Okay, now I'm going to assign it to the QA. Sorry, the developer. Who is the developer? Manik. Yeah, same developer. I have to assign it to the same developer. Okay, forget about all this. Okay, sprint, same sprint. Okay, story point estimate, reporter, all this is not required. So this is little important. So what is this? This blocks. Okay, assume. We'll cover this later. Impediment. Not very important. Okay, I will click on create. Okay, I will click on create. So I showed you refer attachment or attach screenshot, but where to attach? Again, here you have this, no? You can attach it here. Okay, you have this option, attach option. Okay, that is one way. You have different ways. I'll show you all that. Okay, so this is how you raise the bug, and you assign it to whom? You assign it to the developer. Now the developer is going to look into this. He will get a notification mail, okay, into his whatever. Sorry. So he'll get a mail. So he'll be notified, and he is going to look into that particular message. Let's say now I actually created this bug. Now I'm going to notify or assume this issue has to be worked on priority. I have changed the priority to P1. See, I have made it as P1, but still I want to inform something to the developer. Okay, I will say assume that the message, okay, the message has to be changed at Manikya, or I need to convey something to Manikya. Okay, I can go tell him, he's sitting next to me. The developer is in the same floor. Okay, in the same floor. He's sitting in the next cabin, or let's say somewhere near to me. I can go and tell him verbally, but that is not the right way. So I need to have some proof, okay, to say that yes, I actually conveyed it to him. Okay, and when I inform him something, okay, I can pull few more people, say for example the BA or your lead. Okay, you can pull few more people and keep them notified that you are informing something to Manikya, or you had a conversation with Manikya, you are informing him something, and test lead, please note, I have informed him something, so you're also aware of this. I'm just trying to keep him in the loop. Okay, so what I will say, hey Manikya, hey developer, the please work on this bug, on this priority bug. Okay, I'm just giving a very simple example. Okay, so you can tag the lead. Who is the lead? Let's say Afrin. Afrin is the lead. Okay, and let's say there's a manager. Who is manager? Who else is there, guys? Srinath. Shri Bindu. Okay, she's the lead. Okay, so I'm going to save it. Now these people will also be notified, guys. Afrin and Shri Bindu. If you open your Gmail account, okay, whichever account, okay, whatever you had shared with me, so just try to open the same account and see if you have got a notification like how Manikya Gowda had got. Okay, this is how people will be notified. Okay, and this is how you need to communicate. So this is a proof that you will have. Okay, assume now another example, what you can add under this comment section. Okay, another example is, assume now this particular issue or the bug is being fixed by developer fixed it, gave it for the QA. So now QA will pick this and he will start testing this. So this particular issue is not happening, but there is one more, some small issue is happening there, which is not a very big issue or a very big bug. Okay, so what he will do, he's not going to raise it as a bug. Instead, he will just mention it here. Hey developer, who's the developer? Manikya. Tested the above bug. Looks good, but there is a spelling mistake in the message that you have added. What is the message? Message to be made as. What is that message to be made as? So put it here and click on save. Okay, now Manikya will be informed about it. If you want to tag your BA here, you can tag. Okay, okay, guys, is this clear to you? All of you, are you guys understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any confusions here? Yes, no, all of you? I want everybody to speak. Everybody understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
This
ma'am.
is very important, okay?
Ma'am, can you explain it good again?
Which part do you want me to explain again?
Now you're explaining, right?
Just the comment section, the discussion
Yes,
section.
ma'am.
Okay. So if you want to communicate, okay, anything with your peers or your developer, whoever has developed it, or if you want to inform something to your BA, or on this particular bug, let's say there was a discussion with the team members, BA was involved, product owner was involved, everybody was involved, and you guys had a discussion. See, you and your BA had a discussion, your product owner, BA, and you means the QA. So only you three had a discussion, and you guys will come up with the conclusion that some changes has to be made. So when you come to a conclusion that some changes has to be made, you have to convey it to other people also. Very important person is the developer, right? So you have to convey it to the developer. How are you going to convey it to the developer? You will go tell him verbally that this is how you need to do. But okay, go and tell him verbally, but it has to be noted down somewhere as a proof, right? So what you do is you open this comment section and say, Manikya, a developer, as for the discussion I had, or whatever I had with BA. Who is the BA here? Guys, somebody please tell me your name, no? Shrikant. So Shrikant is the BA. As you're tagging him, okay? As per the discussion I had with Shrikant, some changes has to be made, has to be done. What are those changes? Point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. Okay, so these changes has to be made. Please work on this priority. This as priority. Okay, and I'll save it. Now this will be informed to Manikya. Okay, he'll get a notification saying that this has to be considered. These 3 points should be worked on. Okay, and Shrikant is also in loop. That means he will have he'll be in loop, that's all. He'll be notified that I have informed it to Manikya. Did you understand, Hema?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah, so this is like these are the very important parts when it comes to Jira. Okay, now coming to the board. So here also in board, what you can do is, instead of opening the here I have opened already. So this is it is in QA. Instead of changing the status here, if you go to the board, you can see the list here, right? You can see stories, you can see bugs, which are in different states. Assume the developer is going to change it to in dev. Okay, the developer will work on that bug, he will fix the bug, and he will move it to QA. Now QA is going to test it, right? He is going to raise the bug and he's going to change the state as reopen. Where did it go? He's going to move it to reopen. I cannot move. So yeah, I will change it to reopen. Now after reopen, the QA, okay, the QA, sorry, once the reopen is done, it has to be sent to where? New. Okay, again in dev, again QA. The QA will test it, and once it is fixed, he's going to move it to fixed. Right? He's going to move it to fixed. And fixed, once fixed, is going to move it to done. Closed. Done, closed, everything is same. Okay. So it is customizable, as I said, like it will be different from one company to other company. Okay. But you understood the basic flow, right? How the status change will be done, how the discussion points are actually considered. So you got to know about this, right, guys? Understood?
Ma'am, when it is in a reopen status,
Huh?
do we have to drag it to the new, or developer will drag themselves to the new status?
Guys, that is what I'm saying. One second. See, not always, not in all the organization you will have new state. This can be customized. I have given the name as new. See, I will change it to, okay, I will make it as open. Now tell me, I have given the access. I am the admin who has given access from which state to which state I can move. All those access I have given. Here I am the admin because this is a test. What? This is just a trial version of Jira. But in the organization, everything will be perfect. Okay. So they might not have the status as open, or they might not allow you to move from reopen to new state. Okay. That access might not be given. So when I actually change it to reopen state, and when I change it to reopen state, I will be assigning it to the developer. Correct? Say Manikya. I'm going to assign it to Manikya and change the status to reopen. Now it is his duty to change it to wherever he wants. You don't worry about it. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once you assign it to him, it is his duty to do whatever he wants. He can even close it. You don't have to worry because the history will be tracked. So later, if you have reopened it and you have assigned it to the developer, it will be tracked that it is assigned to developer. After development, what are all the things that he does in the tool? Okay, which status what status he'll change it to. In case if he directly moves it to closed, then that is a mistake from his side, right? He should have moved it to in QA at some point of time, and he should have assigned it to you so that you pick it up and you retest it. Instead, there was no retesting done on that bug, and directly he moved it to closed. So what is the guarantee that bug is fixed or not, right? So you don't have to worry because the history is being tracked. Clear on this, guys?
Ma'am, where it will show, ma'am, the history.
What?
History of
Guys, don't worry about all that, okay? Too much of information leads to nothing. Okay, don't worry about all that. So this is just a trial version. So please don't worry about all that.
Okay.
Okay, that will be tracked, and because this complete tool is really huge. See, if I keep on, if I start telling you, there are too many things. Complete sprint, there are so many things. Okay, so don't worry about everything. See, there are multiple options that are available. That is why I did not cover each and if I start explaining you all these things, each and every point from scratch, then it will take a lot of time. I could have shown you how did I actually create all this, how did I set the workflow, how did I create this page, okay, how did I create the project. I could have shown you, but that is not actually important. That will actually consume a lot of time. So till now, whatever I have shown you, you guys have understood, right? Any other questions? Any other questions? If it is valid one, I'll cover that. Do you have any other doubts or question?
Ma'am, crowd beta testing is nothing but staging, right?
Not actually. No. Staging Allah. That is a different story altogether. I will cover that if you want. Just like 5 minutes, I'll explain later, but not today.
Okay, ma'am.
Beka, ಅದು cover ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ manually alpha beta testing ಎಲ್ಲ?
Ma'am, crowd beta testing is like
covered.
it's like the test engineers will be sitting at one place and they'll do testing on various devices.
Yes. See, there are a few companies who actually have a team for crowd beta testing. So what they have is they'll have a build, okay, which is the beta build, and that will be given to the team. Okay, now they will start testing, which is actually same as the production build. Okay, so they'll be receiving the build. They will start working on that particular build and they will test. There'll be team. So all together in a particular duration, they'll have a duration like 3 days, 4 days, a short duration. Okay, so they'll sit together and they'll start testing, and they will not look into any test cases. They'll look into nothing. Instead, just with the domain knowledge, okay, they're going to perform testing. They're doing exhaustive testing, and whatever bugs they found, okay, they're going to just make a note of it and inform it to their lead or whoever is actually the other person in the hierarchy who is above them. Okay, they're going to inform it to them. That's all. Clear on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, there'll be a team. As you said, there'll be a team of test engineers who will be performing it. Okay. But there, what happens? Even the client who's actually getting the beta testing done for their application, they're going to pay the company who is performing the crowd beta testing. They're going to pay in bulk, because see, it is not a long duration project, right? So they'll give, like, for example, a week of time to perform crowd beta testing. So they're going to pay the company in bulk, say 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 10 lakh, something like that, because it is for a short duration of time. There are few companies who do that, okay, who have it freshers. Say, for example, they have freshers who sit idle, right? So people who are in bench, they do crowd beta testing because they have domain expertise, but they're not working. I mean, they are not placed in any of the clients, for example. So instead of sitting idle, they do crowd beta testing. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other question?
Yes, ma'am.
If not, we'll wind up, guys. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank
from
you.
tomorrow onwards, it will be 9 p.m. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.